We're live. We're here after much work. Ta-da! Yep, it's amazing. Technology is amazing. And yeah, we had some technical difficulties earlier today, but now we are jam up and jelly tight. And I will see, hopefully, I'm not stepping on anybody else's parade. So many people out there in this space, so many people out there in the what do you call it, in the carnivore space. Oh, look, 8 p.m. Eastern, so in about 40 minutes, the old guy carnivore is going to be on, and I'll be here. I'll be here. But until then, maybe I'm the warm up. I can't say I'm the warm up. I barely know the guy. I'm not his warm up. Well, today has been a good day, and there have been many aggravations. Many aggravations. And one of the biggest aggravations was I went to the doctor for follow up on my hand because my hand has been hurting. We're in post accident, and it's been a month. It was a month yesterday. Today's the 13th. So it's been a month, and my hand still hurts and it doesn't operate 100% like it did before. Not 100% like it did when I was 20, not 100% like it did when I was, 40. I mean, I'm 61 years old, but not 100% like a 61 a month and a half ago. So I went to the doctor today. I went to the doctor. The doctor said no more monkeys jumping on the bed. That's what she said. No, my issue, she seemed to indicate, was that I didn't do it right. I didn't treat myself correctly. I didn't follow the proper protocol. I didn't have a protocol. I had a protocol a month and 2 days ago. My protocol was wake up and grab your ukulele, and, strum ukulele. But now I can't really do much with that because I can't really do a bar chord because my little fingers, well, not so little fingers. Hey, look at that. They don't work the same. There was no protocol. So as I sat in, oh, hey, puppy, come here. You want some love? Come here. Good job. This is baby. Nobody puts baby in the corner, right? Hey, baby, how you doing? My little internet doggy. Anyway, baby missed me. I was gone for the weekend. We were all gone. We had dog sitters though. They came over, your friends. They brought their dog friend, and you had play day, didn't you? You did. She's a good puppy. When were you? You were born in 2015, right? You're going to be 10 years old next year, huh? She's 9 years old, and she's feeling it. She's a good doggy. This is baby. Her sister's over here, and her sister is so nervous. Her sister is kind of got a little bit of what do you call it? Autism. I don't know if dogs have autism. They don't get to come in here on broadcast time, do you? No, but you're a good puppy. You want to come over here, Tinkerdoodle? Do you want to say hi, Tinkerdoodle? Okay, you can come say hi, Tinkerdoodle. Come here, Tinkerdoodle. You can get over. Come here. Tinkerdoodle, come on. Come here, Tinker. Come on, girl. There you go. This is Tinkerdoodle. She's a beautiful dog. She's a good girl. She's a little skittish. It's so funny. Oh, yeah, Daddy loves you. You get some beard. Yeah, this one, bigger than the other one by far. This one's all 24 pounds. The other one's about 20 pounds. But this one runs and barks, and she's a tough one. She's a beautiful girl, aren't you? You a pretty girl. Are you a pretty girl? You're a pretty girl. Daddy loves you. Yeah. But she's a little, she don't want to look you in the eye, She's not an eye looker. Are you? No, but you like to get a rub, don't you? You're a good girl. Good girl. But yeah, Tinkerdoodle and Baby, we were out of town and we had dog sitters, some good friends who came over, took good care of them. And oh, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, hey, you want to get down? Okay. Don't freak out. It's okay. There you go. Daddy loves you. But anyway, we had people in taking care of the dogs while we were out of town. I had a chance. So this weekend, I got to baptize my granddaughter. So I baptized my granddaughter this weekend, which was awesome. Got a chance to visit with my daughter and my son-in-law, which was awesome. Um, my son-in-law is doing carnivore now, and he's much more into a TikTok universe, not other people. Hey, Lindy, how you doing? Good to see you too. Yeah, I just had the dogs on a minute ago. You have to go back in the way back machine. They're playing now. They don't get to be in here much in broadcast time. Hey, matter of fact, come here. Why don't you come here? Come here, come here, come here. Okay. There you go. Here, this is she's part Australian Shepherd. Blue Heelan Australian Shepherd. This is Tinker. Tinker, say hi to Lindy. She's down under in Australia. Yeah, back where your home folk come from. Yeah. Can you believe it? What? Okay, you want to go play? Go play. Go play with Sissy. All right. Her and her sissy are here together. Anyway, I got a chance to baptize my granddaughter this weekend. And so we were away, and they had the dog sitters here. And my son-in-law, he's now doing carnivore. And he's had some good success. Yeah, Tinker and Baby. Yeah, they're good dogs. They're from the same litter. They're 9 years old. And yeah, what do you do? Hey, Christy, how you doing? Hey, good to see everybody. Just popping in. Yeah, before Lioness Lifestyle. Okay, well, tell everybody I said hi. I know there's things going on. I know the old guy carnivore is coming on. But, I had this thought. Maybe the two of you can mind meld with me for 20, 30 seconds. And what are you doing? Cut it out. And that is, the thing is maybe, I don't know if I'm going to do a name edition of it, but Common Sense Carnivore, because I'm going to be honest with you. I went to the doctor today for my hands because of the auto accident. And I went to the doc today and my weight, I'm all the way back. I know why. I've got all of it here. Trust me. My wife was talking to me today and we were going through things and, I've got a lot of info in my head. But I have to put it into action. I'm having challenges with the action part of it. But anyway, I was thinking, I was talking to her, I was talking to some other people, and I'm coming to this understanding that, maybe it's inaccurate. Hey, at ease. They're going to play now. The issue is common sense carnivore, right? I mean, it'd be great to say I can do 100% carnivore all the time. But hey, how you doing, Susan? Good ladies, please. They're acting up. But I can't. My wife won't do 100% carnivore. My wife won't do 100% keto. She started doing a little keto. She wants to do keto, but the carb way is strong with that one. And so it's a challenge. So it's very difficult for me. With the holidays, I lost my mind. It started with a jug of eggnog and ended with a loaf of fruitcake. That's my own problem. It's my own fault. I'm a grown man. I'm grown a little too much, if you ask me. But, I'm a grown man, and I should be able to do this. But I think the wife understands now the difference, and she understands it. She's going to be more supportive. So I'm going to get back into it. I've got no one to blame. I've got no one to turn to. I've got no one, quote unquote, that I need to lean on because I got to do it myself. But in all of that, I started thinking about common sense stuff. I started thinking about the common sense carnivore because I'm beginning to think that the way life works with things on sliding scales, right? And not everything all the time has the very same impact on the same person. We're all different. We have different uh, things going on in our body on a daily basis. I was watching something from who's that? Ladies, help me out. Who's that really good looking Dr. Carnivore? He's all over the place now. I want to say he's in Australia or was in Australia. He's a neurosurgeon. What's that good looking guy's name? I can't remember his name for the life of me. But anyway, he was talking about the gut biome in a video short, and he said, and I don't want to quote him, but he said something to the tune that, matter of fact, if I looked up Carnivore, maybe I can find his name. He's everywhere here lately, and the hard part, he's an evolutionist, which is fine. He can do what he's got to do. I can't do anything for him. I don't want to speak poorly of him because of his beliefs that way. But what is his? Oh, there, yeah, Chafee, Dr. Anthony Chafee, right? Hey, Northern Stitcher, good to see you, Anthony Chafee. Yeah. So Anthony Chafee, though, you can't shoot you shouldn't shoot the bearer of news or information. Just because you don't get along with everything doesn't mean they're all bad, right? But Dr. Chafee was talking about the gut biome and how the biota, right, the little things in here, they got about a 20-minute lifespan, some of them, right? And that whole 20-minute lifespan thing means that if you don't eat for a few hours and you throw in a whole bunch of dairy, well, your gut biome is going to probably move a little more to the dairy side of the biome, right? Makes sense. So I was thinking about all this, and I think about a lot of things a lot of times. It's like I got a lot of little squirrels running in separate cages. And sometimes a squeaky wheel gets my attention. Sometimes a fast wheel gets my attention, but a lot of squirrels running around in the old noggin. And I'm thinking about, if you want to go yin and yang, if you want to go with the flow, whatever analogy works for you, right? There's just a lot of interdependencies in time for each one of us, each group of us. And so I was thinking, I said, I wonder if there's any hay to be made, any sense to be had when you say, hey, I am going to say my fundamental base diet will be carnivore. All right. And then as long as I'm running a fundamental basis of carnivore, I'm in this green zone, if you would. But I may have moments where I overlay on that non-carnivorous moments, like a donut, a piece of cake, grilled onions, sue me. So if I gave myself a point for being carnivore and I take off a point for adding on a non-carnivorous item, I would still be better off than if I did not do carnivore and had the non-carnivorous stuff. So if I'm eating donuts and potatoes, but I don't do carnivore, I'm really hurting myself. And so in other words, I need 200 grams of protein a day. Do you know how hard it is to get 200 grams of protein a day? 200 grams of protein. That's like 2.5 pounds of meat. It can be done if you have Anthony Chafee's and you have someone else's money, but 2.5 pounds every day of meat. But I think that's the ideal. So common sense, I try to do better, try to get that pound and a half of meat in a day, try to get 150 grams of protein a day. Try not to put in the carbs in any form. If I'm going to put them in, I'm going to put them in onions. I'm going to be honest with you. Me and onions, maybe hot peppers, we're staying there, all right? But to have a common sense approach, one I can do day after day after day after day, And for me, I am a person with such low internal discipline that I'm going to have to go on a day by day basis. I can't set 1 week goals anymore. Let's go ahead and take a look here real quick. I'm sorry I didn't show some of these comments here. Here we go. Christy, favorite new channel, The Impact of Imperfect Carnivore. Same right here. Yep, that's what I'm just going to do common sense, do the common sense thing. Lindy, my husband can't do strictly. I just, that's right. That's right. That's so hard. Again, hello there, Stitcher. Good to see you. Yeah. Susan, yeah. If I had a boyfriend, I would want him to be at least cute. I think it might be hard to have you. It is. And my wife, who I love dearly, do not ever mistake that I don't love my wife. I will crawl through 2 miles of broken glass to lay in her shadow. But the issue is she is addicted to carbs, and it's hard. Every 4 hours she has to eat. She's getting a headache, and she knows it now. She's picking up on it, and she's trying, but it's very hard. Yeah, when you make it work, yep. And she's trying hard not to beat me up, and I love her. I love her. I love her. Love her. Love her for it. But yeah. Well, Stitcher, see the problem. I'm 6'5", and generally speaking, I'm running around with 190 to 200 pounds of lean body mass. Christy, been married 25 years. Yeah, proper human diet 40. I've been married 32 years now. Best 32 years of my life. Yeah, yeah, keto. There you go. 25 years for you too, Lindy. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I got married in 1991. I met my wife on a couple, what, about 2 weeks before New Year's? Or no, 2 weeks before Christmas. No, a week before Christmas. I wanted to marry her that very first night I met her, but that wasn't going to work. Some technical difficulties. But I waited 6 weeks and then I proposed. And I would have married right then, but I was in a military school and I wanted to make sure that I could get some time to celebrate. And so we waited until what is that, Memorial Day, and then we got married then. Not a smart idea. Always know when my anniversary is, but anywhere I want to go in the United States on that time frame is always booked up because it's a holiday. Not too smart there, buddy boy. Could have gone 2 weeks earlier, but hey. But yeah, try to get a little more common sense about some of these things. In other words, and I don't mean just carnivore. I'm talking about the whole gamut, you know? So anyhow, and like I said, y'all probably, some of you might have heard it or not, but this weekend we were out of town because I got a chance to baptize my daughter, and that was awesome. It was very nerve-wracking. I have never baptized anybody before. Between you, me, and the chickens, I am an ordained deacon. But with that and $3, you can buy yourself a small cup of coffee somewhere. I don't know where, but you could buy a small cup of coffee. But I've never ordained anybody. I've never baptized anybody. And so I drove up to see my daughter and my son-in-law and the grandkids, and I got to baptize my 10-year-old granddaughter. And I'll be honest with you, I do believe it was an honest conversion. I've seen a change in her life. I have seen a change in her life. And that's great. And my daughter is she's a believer. She's baptized. My son-in-law was baptized at 10. I think he's having a hard time right now, only because he has to deal with the worst of humanity. I'll just leave that right there. But yeah, it was awesome opportunity there, and I was so honored and privileged to be a part of that. You know, that's a big thing for your children to invite you into something that important, that has that much gravity. And the church we went to, they were very, very open to me. It was wonderful. And so there we are. But yeah. So pretty much though, this past couple of weeks, I have been on the struggle bus. Anybody else here on the struggle bus? Anybody else here going? I mean, I saw that Carnivore Kip, was put out an honest one. I recorded a video and I was going to upload it. I just didn't have the chance. It didn't work out right, and now that ship has sailed, so I'm not going to um, put it up out there. But being on the struggle bus, being impacted by all the things that are going on in everybody's life in every way, it's tough. It's tough, and I think I think we'd be I think we'd be wise to give some voice to that and let that be examined within ourselves and within our group so that it doesn't fester. Now, I know there's another group going on right now. I know there's another live probably. I know that the ladies are doing a live, um, and I hate being stepping on that. I do not know why that stuff is on my web page, but no good. All right. Yep, and I had someone in there. Oh no, I didn't. I had to reboot this a couple times. That's so sorry. I'm so sorry. Um, if anybody sees Arlene out there, Arlene Blackwood, or Laura from LCVB, she might be in another one. She might be in another live here shortly. Let them know I am not trying. I didn't mean to come on and drop off, but my internet provider hates me, and I think I called them. We had to reboot, and we lost a channel, and so it's going to impact my upload a little bit, maybe. But anyhow, I had people drop in to say hi, and then I had to drop out, and I didn't get a chance to properly let people know I was here. So yeah, Northern says, yeah, I was onions. What happened to my? All right, all right. I hit a button. You made butter bites. Oh, okay. How do you make a butter bite, Northern? Can you take the time to put a butter bite recipe up? I don't have a clue. You're doing good, BB&E. All right. No coffee, sweeteners, or dairy. Wow. Good for you. Way to go, Susan. That's awesome. Um, no coffee. Now, on the coffee front, I am doing much better. I have a cup of coffee in the morning. That is like amazing. And then, hey, Lisa, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Thank you for spending time with us. Um, I'm still doing sweeteners like nobody's business, but I do the worst of them all. I do saccharin, the original. I love it. Dairy, I'm just doing the heavy cream and some cheese now and then. It's never bothered me. My problem is donuts and cookies and sweet things and tortillas. And what else is a problem for me? Yeah, pretty much. Maybe potatoes. Yeah, I've got to get back into it. And so I'm doing it. That's all we can say right there. But I was back up 140 kilos, 308 pounds today. And that is no bueno. And I've got to be on the road again tomorrow. We're leaving again. We were gone this weekend, and I won't be back. I have to go on the road again. I don't have to. I've elected to go to a change of command for a nephew. Are you struggling physically there, Lindy? Been helping your daughter at the flower shop? Your body is sore. Who knew I had so many? Oh, yeah, I know. Isn't that true? You use it. Hey, it's a cyber goose. Everybody say hello to the cyber goose. Hello, cyber goose. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to the house of Scotty P, aka Carnivore Scott, aka the Common Sense Carnivore. Maybe I don't know. We're working on that one. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, the coffee. Yeah, sweetness is what we probably miss. Caffeine too, but I drink a lot of tea now. I've been drinking a lot of tea. black tea, and what's the other tea? Black tea, Irish tea, and one other tea, but with a little sweetener, maybe a little cream. I love it. I love it a lot, and it helps me get off the coffee. And the next thing after the coffee being off will be, I'll go to nothing. But I like flavors. I do. I'm that way, and I love my butter too. Um, but yeah, that struggle bus. And you talk about muscles. Yeah, the muscles being sore there, Lindy. Well, you've gone through a lot of change recently, and that's going to be terribly difficult. I know that I was driving. Yes, I drove for like 6 hours. No, 8 hours yesterday. We had a few stops and heavy rain and traffic, and my hips really hurt after 8 hours. They really hurt after 8 hours of driving. But you know, I'm happy I could do it. And the reason was the best reason. Yeah. You miss your coffee. Yeah, right. Okay. What do we have going on? Okay, we got Cyber Goose. Loving loving some Susan. There you go. Lisa, I have never had the chance. Cyber, are you relatively new to the carnivore world? And I've not seen you on my channel by that name. Oh yeah, I haven't done this yet. Let me make sure I do this. Do 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 do. I like to give people the opportunity. Lindy, do you remember when you first came on and you had your moment in the chair here? I like to give people an opportunity if they have a camera and they're set up for it and they want to, they can come on here. We don't have to have a scripted um, type of event here. I'm more than happy just to share the screen and people can share the stories and the things that are important to them. Peppermint tea before bed. Yeah. Earl Grey. Thank you. I love Earl Grey tea. I do. All right. I'm not gonna have to. I'm gonna have to let that go. That was my dad calling me. Hey, Dad. I'm good. Can I call you back in a bit? Okay. Love you. Bye. There we go. That was my pops. He's 89 years old. Calls me every day to just check up. Oh, 2 months into carnivore. All right. Cool. 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 How's it been going for you, Goose? I did say hi to Dad. I'm going to try my best to never put my dad on hold or push him away because at 89, I'm lucky to have my dad. I'm lucky that he calls me on a regular basis and he wants to see how I'm doing and he shares how he's doing. And his memory isn't quite what it used to be, and sometimes it's repetitive, but he's still my dad. And I get a chance to talk to him. Yep, your first live. You were nervous, but you were so awesome. You were so awesome. So again, anybody who wants to, they can always come live here. Pretty good, all right. But still news, yeah. Well, as I was saying earlier, Cyber, to some of the other people, part of the challenge is I'm married and wonderfully married and wonderfully blessed. And sometimes it's hard when your significant other doesn't share with you the same dietary habits. And I keep trying to remember and remind, I've only dropped 1/3 of the macronutrients, right? The sugars. I'm still eating all the fats. I'm still eating the proteins. I'm just not eating the sugary stuff, i.e., not meat, right? But sometimes it's a burden, and I'm not trying to put anything less on that. Uh, Cyber Goose says, pretty good. Okay, new journey. Everybody else, but are you still in bed? Oh, I forgot. Oh my lamb. Oh my lamb. Thank you. I forgot. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day in our home. My wife works in the florist shop, and she hated that day. And I ended up helping on Valentine's Day to deliver flowers. So we don't celebrate that one. Oh, my dad does take pretty much good care of himself. I think we talked about this a little bit. But my sister lives with him, and how can I say this delicately? Dad can still do 99% of what he needs to do. Can't clip his toenails. You know, my sister, bless her heart, she she is such a special person and a wonderful person, and had such a hard life, and there's some serious, you know, choices and consequences. I mean, she's an electrical engineer, became a nuclear engineer, worked on nuclear submarines and all that stuff. Then she worked on other nuclear stuff at the Department of Energy, and then life threw some hard curveballs at her, and she became an electrician. She's wonderful at that. Um, and now she's in a place in her life where she's rebuilding, and so she moved in with my dad a couple of years ago. It was a marriage of convenience, if you would. And so the VA, they're looking into a program where the VA will pay my sister to take care of my father instead of sending a nurse to the house. I mean, not a nurse, but a home health aide. And we'll see how long that lasts and see if that works. And we're going to play that by ear. But yeah, so yep, they're going to take care of her. Hopefully, the program will work well. My sister will have, they're going to give her insurance, and they'll pay her about $30,000+ a year. And my dad will have a loving daughter who is by his side. And then I go out there and I try to go out there and help. I do. All right, I get it. Good, as long as there's supportive there. So I don't I'm just lucky that way. I have my own small cell. Oh, okay. Silk flowers. That's what we use in my wedding. We use silk flowers, and my wedding colors were like a very light green. I won't say teal, but seafoam, maybe light seafoam, pastel seafoam, and a very light pink and white. That was my wedding colors. Yep. And my sister-in-law, who's super creative and who would be wonderfully blessed if she did carnivore, but she won't. She her gift to our wedding was doing the floral arrangements, and she worked with my brother-in-law, who was a printer, and he printed up our wedding invitation, so it worked out really well. Yep. And that was in the 90s, 1991, so you betcha. Okay. That's all good to have support in this thing. And that's a hard thing here. It's a hard thing in this whole carnivore way of life. It's not just a way of eating. It's a way of life. I got you, Goose. I got you. And she's real smart. She's wicked smart. My sister is wicked smart. Sometimes maybe too smart for her own good. But yeah, I can't imagine what it was like when she was in training to become an electrician. And I'm sure that she kind of, she's not short, but she's not tall, but she's heavy, she's thick, she's strong, And I'm sure somebody tried to say something stupid to her, like, "Oh, does a little girl want to learn about electricity?" And my sister could say, "Well, it all depends on what you want to know. Do you want me to learn about everything from electrical engineering point, or down to the nuclear physics side of it, to the subatomic particles? Or do you want me just to tell you need a box in a junction every 6 feet? You tell me. I can do it either way." Got to put them in their place. But yeah, she's wicked smart. I got a heart that's bigger than Texas. And that can get in your way sometimes in life. You get people with big hearts get hurt big time, right? Because hurt people hurt people. But yeah, so but this whole carnivore way of life, and that's what's good about the community, and that's why I like doing these lives, and that's why I like people to jump in and everything too. It's hard. Many people tell you, and you've probably been around there, Goose, enough to see that the people will tell you all the time when someone has an addiction to cocaine, they say, "Don't do cocaine." They say you have an addiction to alcohol. Well, don't drink alcohol. You'll live just fine. But when you have a food addiction or food fixation, try to live without food. You can go if you're like me, blessed like me. You make 45 days, 50 days, 60 days, but you can't do it forever. You got to have food. So you're constantly getting that. What is that? There's a saying they use. I never can remember. You all will remember about the the dose is what is it? So it's basically saying whatever you're taking is too much, right? But all right. Well, what do you got, Susan? In 1997, you became a kindergarten teacher. Yep. You know what? My wife did the very same thing. She became a kindergarten aide in about, oh, I don't know, 98. And man, did that get her sick. Kindergartners are professional snot slingers. I'm sorry. I know I said it. I know that's a rough word to use, but it's the truth. Those kids can flick boogers for days. They don't mind sharing either. Oh, no, no, no. At the beginning of the school year, my wife would be sick until after Christmas. And we lived in just south of Omaha, Nebraska. And Omaha, Nebraska has a great, big, huge migrant community because of the meat market, right? And so we were getting all these unique and creative south of the border things. In the Omaha schools, there are 27 languages spoken. One of them is in clicks and clucks. Yeah. Try to teach algebra to click and cluck. It ain't going to happen. And so there's a lot of melding. And you know, right now, hey, Sarah Perry, and how you doing? Welcome to the house of Scotty P with your host, Scotty P. The Common Sense Carnivore, maybe. No, hello. But yeah, you know, all this illness that we're seeing across the United States, RSVs. Let's see, we got some new disease just reported in our country here this past week. Smallpox, you know, measles, and you know, all the wonderful things, because we're letting in tens of thousands of people each week, and we're not checking to see if they're immunized. So, you know, I was thoughtful, mindful, not to get political. I was mindful of the conquistadores and the decimation that happened based on people from Europe coming to the Americas. And, you know, tens of millions of people were killed because their immune systems couldn't handle the stuff from Europe, right? And now here we are. We paid. It's tough. It's tough, tough, tough. And wow, what a nice welcome. You're honored. No, we are honored to have you here. This is a free form, free flow kind. Hello, Laura. Free form community. I like to just kind of keep it loosey goosey here. No, don't be upset, Cyber. Keep it kind of loosey goosey. I just put the link to get in. If you want to get in, I'll bring you in. I'll share the screen with you. You can talk to us, and tell us your story, your concern. Sometimes the keyboard gets taxing, so I like to open it up to people. Susan said, "Have to build up immunity." Yep, I don't mean to say, but maybe. Yeah, well, you know, once you get used to it, you're good again. I know, Laura. I'm sorry about that, but my internet was just all over. I had to reboot, restart, call the internet provider. They had to tell me something's wrong. They're going to have to fix something outside tomorrow. It's just crazy. But you're back, and I appreciate you for coming back. I know there are other people on right now. I know that the ladies are doing their deal with Christy and all. I know that old guy Carnivore is going to be on, and he's going to want to be able to say hey to folks, you know me. But yeah, you get more loose. I gotta tell you, Cyber. I watch a comedian talking about different things and how sneezing and whatever, right? And my wife was having a hard time. So we had a car accident a month ago. And the car accident totaled our car, and I got carted away in a ambulance. And anyway, it was ugly for a minute there. And in the whole process, about 3 4 days after, my wife's just like, my chest really hurts, right? She really had a lot of pain. She had a lot of bruising. And we just said, well, seatbelt. But the pain was pretty intense. And then every time she sneezed or coughed, she was like, it was just absolutely uh, agonizing, right? And one time she coughed, she sneezed, and she laughed. I said, one more, and you might fall apart. You had to stop that. But I get it. So yeah, that's how it is, Cyber. I feel the same way. I feel the same way. I'm only 61 years young, but I feel a lot more of it. Hey, Lindy, you're still here. That's so cool. That's so cool. But good to see everybody here. I appreciate you coming in. Like I said, if anybody wants to join, the link is up there in the comments. You can cut and paste that in. I'll see your video come up in my quote unquote green room, I guess. Or it's not waiting area. And I'll let you come in. You can say hi to folks. You can pass a good word. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I can keep a stream of conversation going for about what's the longest we've done, Laura? Susan, what, 3 hours maybe? I think we've done 3 hours. I don't think I can do it today. Not today. But that's just the way it is. But what's going on with you guys? What's going on? Oh, I know I like to put banners up here. Everybody smash the like and let people know I'm here, so we can grow the community, so to speak. But here's a question we haven't asked in a while, and so for my esteemed audience, I would ask you, what are your most recent non-scale victories? Have you recognized something? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna be honest. So today, I had the very distinct displeasure of coming face to face with my frailties today. We're gonna go to a formal event, a formal military event this weekend, and going and doing a baptism was formal, but I was around the family, so nice clothes for church. Got that. But hang around the house, do my little black T-shirt and my jeans. Well, I went out today with the wife, and we were doing some stuff and some business transactions at the bank, that type of thing, the normal stuff you do. And my wife hadn't paid attention. My wife likes to do the up and down look at me to make sure I'm put together correctly. I have walked out of the house with a shoe on each foot from different pairs of shoes. They fit wonderful. And my closet can be dark. And I don't see all that great. I don't hear great. I don't see great. I think it's an accomplishment that I have shoes on my feet. The added requirement of that they match is unjustifiably difficult. But anyway, after getting back to this, she said, "You have something on your pants?" And I go, "Yeah, I think that black paint. Remember when I was painting the the pavilion?" And that was back in the summer. And she about lost her mind. She was like, "We're buying new pants today." I said, "No, I don't want to buy new pants. I got plenty of pants. But they all look like those. So we're going to buy pants today." She gave me allowance at the bank. Anyway, I went out to go shopping, and I had to put the pants on, try the pants on, and I just didn't like the numbers. And I didn't like the fact that I was bigger than the number. You know what I mean? I was bigger than the number. You can't hide it. You can't run away. You can't wear the shirt untucked. When you're in that dressing room and you're holding up the pants, mine were a pair of 44s. And the 44s, they fit because they have the stretchy. Face to face with my failure. face to face with um, my love affair with improper food, improper human diet. That's right, it's an improper human diet, and now you're fatter than you want to be. And so that made me just think more and more squirrels running through my head. And that's why I just got to say, you know what? I know. Can we have a personal moment? I know what to do. I know pretty much everything I need to know. I know about the metabolisms of fats and proteins. And I understand what happens with carbohydrates, and I know what happens with hormones, and I know the musculature of the body and the nervous system, and I know about, like the lymphatic system. Got all that in here. But the 18 inches down to here, to my heart, to set it up in myself is no bueno. I'm going to lean on you all if it's okay. If you all will be so kind as to accept the challenge. I'm not a person who can internally motivate myself very much. I'll do it for anybody else. I'll do it for my wife, my children. I'll do it for my country. I'll do it for the red, white, and the blue. That's a song. Anyway, but for myself, nah. I look, if I have shoes on, I have shoes. I have pants on, I have pants on. I have a shirt on, I have a shirt on. I've covered the basics. I don't need anything else. And that's not true. I can't be an island unto myself, and I can't do this by myself. And I have got to do a different thing. So for me, the common sense thing is to, day by day, victory by victory, step by step, reestablish a foundational norm that says, hey, not only do I know how to do this, but I am doing this. Paul writes in his various epistles, he writes, I know what to do, but I do it not. That is, I'm the poster boy for it. So in that vein, I'm probably going to try to do some more lives. I'm probably going to put a tip jar somewhere on my Carnivore, whatever. I don't know how to do all that. And I think I was going to come out with a t-shirt, and I'll find a way to wrap myself in need. I don't want to be needy, but I want to wrap myself in need. All right, I see something going by here. I want to see what Lindy has to say here. Lindy's saying you can walk into a shop, buy clothes. Oh, amen. That is awesome. I can too. It just has to be a really big shop. I was doing it today, and they make you pay more for clothes that are bigger people. I was at Dillard's, big and tall area, sale rack, still ridiculously expensive. They wanted me to pay $72 for a pair of blue jeans. Are you out of your mind? Who pays? Okay, I know people pay. Well, that's redonkulous. I was at the register. Oh, I'm so glad my wife wasn't there. She'd have popped a gasket. One, she wanted me to buy pants. Two, she said she liked them. But $72, and she would have been poking me in my eye. Right? The sign on the table said $49.95 every day. $49.95. And they had all the jeans. I get up to the register. $72. Are you crazy? Look, I'll tell you what. If I get into a pair of 36-inch waist pants, I'll spend $72 one time. $72. You crazy. Well, you found out your need of electrolyte. Oh, your heart was skipping a few beats from time. Yeah. Ooh. Hey, congratulations, Cyber. I tell you, them electrolytes, they'll let you know, won't they? Oh, I'm waiting for the cramps to come. First, I get into keto. I get into ketogenesis pretty quick, but then come the cramps. I don't know why I'm there when I get cramps. I don't know it. Yeah, simple fix. That's right. That's right. Easy fix. Now getting fixed isn't easy. Trust me. I can tell anyone the proper way to do it, but me doing it, yep, struggle bus. I am telling you, I could do one of those. What do you call that? Remember back in the day, Schoolhouse Rock? Conjunction, junction. What's your function? Hooking up words and phrases. Yeah, right. Well, whatever how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I could do that on a struggle bus. Come on. And the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, struggling all damn day long. Pardon me. Yep, yep. I know it. I got it down. I need frat white. Oh, my shirts could make a lot of clothes for other people. I wear a 3XT now, and that's getting smaller. Yeah, you're right, Cyber. Laura, my Jeep. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, Laura, I appreciate that, but you're all. Okay, I'm just making fun. I'm gelling. I'm gelling. My pants fall down too sometimes, but I used to have a derriere. I used to do lots of squats and lots of leg work, but now all I do is sit down. Squatting in a chair is not the same as squatting at the gym. I tell you this. Yeah, whoopee. Whoops. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Laura. Just keep on it. We'll have to live vicarious. Okay, we got a question. What's the name of the drink you had today? Oh, Cyber, you don't know? I wake up like this. It's my the bane of my existence. I've been this way my whole life. So you see, I was born in the very area they did the Trinity bomb, White Sands, New Mexico. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, yeah. I've tried to harness it. I've tried to make good. So I've done theater and I've been in like movies and I've been in commercials and I was a politician. I was a weatherman. I did all these things that require lots of energy. Retirement is antithetical. So I'm taking up a new hobbies, more hobbies. I do the whittling still. I'm still whittling things. And what I do, I was hand polishing a piece of a tiger's eye stone. Yeah, yeah. See, this is what it started like, all rough, and you can't really see how ragged that is, but pretty raggedy. And then I hand polished it, hand sanded. No rock tumblers for me. And I'm decided I'm gonna go do. I used to love to do geologic stuff and rock hounding, so I'm gonna go out do some rock hounding and finding creative, cool things in the limestone and different stuff around here. And um, I found a place where I can do some lapidary work. So I'm gonna do some lapidary work. But I've got my ukulele and I got a git fiddle back there, and I have my pavilion I built this past couple of years. I do a little artwork, abstract, nothing cool like my wife. There's a painting right over here that my wife did. Um, that's really cool, but I don't have that talent. Yeah, I'm a serial talented, not talented, but a doer of stuff. Um, I was, like this. I like photography too, so I do photos and do artwork with my photos. I do some not photoshopping, but it's close to photoshopping. Yeah, so I do all sorts of like here. I think that was liquid acrylic. There you go, liquid acrylic. Yep, doing things, just making stuff because my mind. I'm serious when I say I have 4 or 5 or 6 squirrels running around in my head. It's a horrible world to be in. It really is. Oh, really? Every day? Oh, every day. No, there are days I'm mad. I have really happy and then I have mad. I'm not manic. I'm just, yeah, I cut the stones. Yeah, I break them out and grab them. And this isn't really cut. Like I said, I just took it and worked with where's that bag? Got a bag. Sometimes I just sit here when I'm bored. And I reach into my bag of stuff and I pull out sandpaper and whatever else, and I just start doing something. You know. Yeah. Now this was something I kind of like. I'm sorry if this is boring. I'm sorry, but I found this wood. It's kind of cool, ain't it? Yes, and it's walnut. I've got about another 800 pounds of it, and a big old tree stump. Anyway, look at the spalting on that. Isn't that not beautiful? Anyway, I'm making this up for a friend of mine. She's a person I knew in the military, and she's had a really hard life. Matter of fact, Lindy, her husband died in Australia, um, uh, at the Solar Observatory. Um, he drowned, and anyway, she is as white as a driven snow, and both her parents were blacker than the frames of my glasses. And she grew up in the Bronx in New York. She's a tough girl. Anyway, um, she had a real tough life, with her husband drowning there in Australia, and living her life has been very tough. And this reminds me of her because of blendedness and all that. And she's so unique. And I like to think I have a hobby where I take things that are thrown away. This was in a pile of wood to be burned, and I take these things and I try to think about them and create something with them so that we can see that broken things that are different can be useful and beautiful. This is just a block of wood I use here in my studio to hold things up. It's actually spalted pink sycamore, right? It's just a big old block of wood, but I just think it's so cool. The grain you can kind of see part of that uniqueness there. No, it's not giving you the middle finger and not a trident, but anyway, I do that, and I did something else. I can't. I have a hard time remember the name of it, but it's an art form where you take wax, like beeswax, and you add you add the sap of a tree to it, right, and makes it really hard. And there's about, I don't know, 30, 20 layers of wax here on this piece of plywood, and you can do artwork, and it'll last. So they find this stuff in pyramids. This lasted thousands of years. Unless it gets over 132 degrees, it won't melt, and it's hard. It's okay. Come here, girl. I'm sorry. I got the dogs all wound up. It's okay. Come here. Come here, girl. Come on. Tinker Baby got excited there. Yeah, she got excited. So I apologize for the noise. This is Tinker Baby. You good now? I'm sorry. Are you okay? You good? No? Want to say hi? No? No? She's a little autistic. She's special. She doesn't know how to be tender. She knows how to bark. Are you gonna get it? Are you gonna get it? Okay, you go ahead, go. Good girl. Nah, Tinkerdoodle. So anyhow, I do this art stuff, and yeah, nobody's there. Whoa, nobody's there. It's just me. Yeah, Tinker's a good girl. I'm desperately trying to remember the style of art where we did, and then I did a beach piece. No, that's not my beach piece. Well, anyway, I got stacks of stuff all over the place. I apologize. I kind of went down the rabbit hole there. I'm sorry. What do they call it? It's oh, art with wax and none of you are helping me either. And the dogs threw off my train of thought. But yeah, so I keep a lot of things going on in my head, and I do some carpentry and the usual stuff. But yeah, I got to stay busy. All this energy, nowhere to channel it. I like to do sports, but as you get older, you really can't do sports. Yeah. So It's tough. It's tough that way. Doo, 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 doo. I can't believe. Yeah, it's called encaustic arts. I don't know if you've ever done it. Encaustic art. You use certain pigments and wax and a certain um, um, tree sap, and it is really cool. It's actually pretty cool, and it's very old. The encaustic art, and you can do beautiful. Well, I think beautiful things. Not everybody can do it, but you use a resin of a tree, and oh man. Well, anyway, it's really cool. You can see some beautiful. Matter of fact, I'm gonna share my screen if you don't mind. I mean, this is me. I apologize if it's not your not your cup of tea. I understand that. We're going to go encaustic art, share, and there it is. So you can see this artwork here. I think it's beautiful. Let's go over here and see if I can embiggen this. Can I embiggen it? Yeah. Yeah. You can get some pretty good detail with this encaustic art. That one's absolutely gorgeous. And you see how they did it over, they put sheet music down, they put clear layers, then they did some other art, and it's pretty cool. No, Lord, scramble eggs. Yeah, my dog was on duty. You're absolutely right. But this encaustic artwork, look how beautiful that is. If you like that type of genre of artwork. And they found, they go back to, that's more like my style right there, right? Alcohol, ink, and shellac. Yep. That's a little more abstract. There's another abstract one. But what I'd like to do is if I go back, we'll still show it. Sure, it will. Let's go back to about, what is that? Images, encaustic. We'll go up here. It was been around for a long time. And like I said, it's quite durable. But encaustic art. So, I mean, let's take a look at this. I don't know what this is going to give me. No. It can be expensive too. I mean, if you want to buy it, and doing it can be expensive. I don't want this. What are you doing? So there you go. That's not really what I wanted. I apologize. We're gonna go back. Oh, see, it didn't go to that. Good, good. Doodly doo, doodly doo, doodly doo, doodly doo. I want to look at some older in cost. I mean, this is absolutely stunning. Look at this right here. I mean, that's wax and paint. I mean, that's the level of artistry I will probably never possess, but that's okay. I don't have to be everything to everybody, right? And what I want to do, I'm gonna go back to here. I'm gonna go ancient caustic artwork. Boom. Oh, okay, like this. Okay, this is what they're finding from many, 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 many years ago. All right, in the Roman time, right? And now it's just look how absolutely beautiful these things are, and it's more than just dripping wax. You know, it's really cool and it's really fun. I mean, you end up with your studio having all these cans of different colored wax and everything, and lots of brushes and stuff. But that's what you do when you are having a hard time with keeping your mind focused and busy on things. So that's it. That's all we have there. I apologize for that little bit of um, no. The only one covered in wax. The only one covered in wax is well. I have another. I have three more. I have three more. I won't bother you with them, but they're on the wall over here. And I don't know. I could move the camera a little bit. I don't know that you really want to see them, but I'm going to show you. Pardon my studio. But yeah, that's mainly my artwork there. So let's see if I can figure this out. The one directly over the light, that one is my attempt at surfboards. Then the one with the orange, that's wax. Kind of reminds me of guillotine. And then there's a bunch of stuff around the room. That one on top is mine. But anyhow, enough of the show and tell. I apologize. There we go. We're back. Um, yeah, as long as the house doesn't catch on fire, they'll be around for a couple thousand years. Yep. Well, some are pictures, yeah. Some I've done, some I've taken, some my wife's done. You know, oh yeah, good stuff. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, that is right. Craving food. It's like definitely like drugs. I mean, gosh, and and it's so insidious. And that's a big word for me to use at a time like this. But that whole idea of we need to eat, and eating is so important to our well-being, and then you have people who have really big brains, those food scientists, right? And they make things specifically to trap you, and I do mean trap. I mean, there's no other way to say it. I was reading something where uh, the food scientists, when you take a bag of Doritos, and if you separate the bag of Doritos, you'll find that the Doritos have a lot of salt, and some with very little salt, and some with just the right amount of salt, kind of like the Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And there's a ratio of those flavor profiles that creates an impulse in the centers of your brain, which are responsible for that stuff, that makes you crave more. Just like with Pringles, right? If they put a bag of them with all heavy salt, you wouldn't like them. You put a bag of them with all light salt, you wouldn't like them. If you made a bag all perfect salt, you wouldn't eat many of them. So they mix it up by a ratio that you can't help yourself. So it's hard. It's very difficult. And so what's the common sense? The common sense is to have some how do you say it? The common sense would be to have some learned behaviors to recognize when an autonomous type of condition is being taken advantage of. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. Uh, my wife, man, I like her. She will just give herself a bowl of a certain size of, like, let's say, popcorn, and that works for her. My wife is extraordinarily capable of setting internal goals and boundaries, and not excusing them away. Does that make sense? I'm not. I grew up in an author, authoritarian. Thank you. I grew up in an authoritarian household. You were told to jump how high, permission to land. Children were to be seen, not to be heard. Blah blah blah. My mom and dad did not spare the rod, and so my life was one where that it was dominated by fear and and paying attention to external demands for my well-being. And that's my same dad who called me. I love him dearly. I don't fault him anymore. I'm beyond. I never really faulted him, but um, I never let it become an issue in me. Well, not one that I need to act out upon. One that I've maybe taken out on myself. But um, growing up in a very discipline-oriented house led to my having not developed the skill set of setting goals, or doing having healthy behaviors. and and so it makes it difficult. That's why I was great in the military. I was great in the military because there are a lot of rules. As long as I had rules and someone to drive me. Now, when those rules, when weekends came and time off came, I was often in trouble. Yes, I was. I was often in trouble, a lot of trouble. As long as I was focused on the job, I was good. Good little soldier. 20 years. But I'm not internally capable. And now that plays havoc on my diet. That plays havoc on my health. The bottom line is what we're trying to do requires you to have a personal discipline. It's just the way it is. So I'm coming to this realization, like if you're an alcoholic, don't go in a bar. Pretty simple stuff. If you have a problem with donuts, don't buy donuts. But I buy donuts every month for my church men's group. But that's once a month, and I can go without donuts. But what I need to do, I was thinking about getting some like a tattoo on my hand or something to sit there and tell me, um, do you really need that? That'd be a tattoo. Do you really need that? DYNT. DYNT. DYN. Oh, do you really need that? That's 5 letters. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can really do that. That might be way too much of an acronym, right? Let's see. Let me write that down real quick. Do you really need that? And it's amazing how you want to make sure you don't want to have it to be a. Do you want that? DYRNT. DYRNT. Do you really need that? I'm sure there's someone out there, some genius of what do they call the people who design things like an ad person, a merchandise, not merchandiser. What is it, folks? Graphic artist. I'm sure there's a graphic artist on Fiverr who could take "Do you really need that?" and make that into a T-shirt for the common sense carnivore. Do you really need that? That's what I need. 5 fingers. I couldn't do it on this hand because I can't see the thumb. So, do you really need that? But have that like played out. Maybe like, can you see like a do? Do you really need that? But I'm right-handed, so I don't eat with that hand. So I'd have to put it on the right hand. I'd have to be like, do you really need that? No. Okay. Well, it was a short-lived idea, but it was my idea. And I've been on for about an hour and 12 minutes, and some of you have held on this long. That is amazing. You guys are wonderful. But and I don't know to whom I am taking you away from, but I do appreciate you being out here. Let's take a quick look to see who is out doing a live tonight. I know I was going to see it. There you go. Old guy is out there with 135 strong. That's sweet. I'm happy for him. And of course, the Lioness Lifestyle number 22. They're doing that as well. Hey, if some of you, or if all of you can, please go over and pull up a tab for the ladies there, okay, at the Lioness Club. I think it's really important that we support. Matter of fact, I am going to go ahead. Christian Meeting Wellness, it's got that going, right? Oh, food is food for summer and the summer food. You're right, Laura. But I've been woefully remiss, and I think I've fallen prey to the construct of what is it, instant satisfaction? Yeah, gratification. Thank you. Instant gratification. I think that's a tough thing, and I fall for it, and I want it to be quicker. You know what I mean? I want it to be quicker, and I know everybody else does too. I'm not alone in that. First Corinthians 6:12. Okay. Food for the stomach and the stomach for food. Yep. Yep. There you go. Hey, big man Alaska, how you doing, brother? How are you? Good to see you. Everything good? What? Okay. Oh, what? Oh, my silly computer me. We are not getting along tonight. Here for work. Want to say hi? Okay. Hey. Appreciate you dropping a like there. Good to see you, John. But yeah, the bottom line is, oh, as a reminder, yeah. Yep. 6, 12, 13. I get you. I'm picking up. I'm not the smartest person. My mom, or smartest child my mom raised, but I was one of four. Now one of three, so I'm all right. I am making sure that I'm being polite here. Uh, but the thing is, the struggle has so many layers to it. I think that we all would agree with that. That like I mentioned, there's a struggle from childhood, the things that happen in childhood. Um, there's a struggle from physical realities of life. There's a struggle from marital things, i.e., if your wife isn't on board, or your husband isn't on board. I mean, my children aren't on board, pshaw, but because I'm empty nester. My dog's on board. Oh, my dog's on board. That's for sure. But uh, the truth is that the wife isn't, and it's her prerogative to not be. Don't misunderstand me. I am not saying she has to be. However, sure would be a lot easier. Man, it would be so much easier. And when we were driving this past weekend, and when we drive next weekend, every 4 to 5 hours, if she doesn't eat, she's going to have a headache. But you know what? She saw me do it for the better part of 6 months. No, she saw me do it for the better part of 4 months. She saw the results. Then she saw what happened when I went away from it. And she really wants me to kind of go back to it. And she kind of wanted to do it reluctantly. So, man, that part should be my motivation. Yep, for sure. Your wife's getting on there. There you go. Hey, talk to me, boss. What have been some of your victories? Like, have you had some, like, from when you started to today? What are some of the overarching successes you've had, like weight, pant size, energy, mental clarity, inflammation? Those are the ones we all hit a lot of, right? All right, yeah. It is absolutely awesome, the goose. But I know that for me, inflammation, oh, the bloating too. The bloat's a real thing. Yeah, that's a tough thing. I went to bed bloated last night because I had not one, not two, but three tortillas with butter. I rationalized that I had butter with them, so I was okay. My tummy didn't like it. I can't do, I just can't do it. So that's problematic. But uh, outside of that, well, what have been, and I know you get ready for work and everything. What do you think of some of your biggest successes there? Oh, Goose, you got to go. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, you betcha. You take care. Where you at there, Goose? It's 2 o'clock in the morning there. It's 7 o'clock here. So 2 in the morning. That's the 7 hours. You in Europe or where you at, boss? Eyesight. That's all. Body odor, big one. Quality of life. Oh, Denmark. Great. Awesome. Welcome. I spent 12 years in Germany. Yeah, I get it. All right. Take care of yourself, Goose. So I want to go back to that, John. Dude, Copenhagen, nice, nice move, and good, good on. Oh yeah, I know it's very close. I was a weather forecaster, and I worked over in Germany, so I had to do weather for all of Europe. I did all that weather and got pretty familiar with a lot of the geographic areas and just the geographic type thing. So pretty much understand that. All right. Well, you take care of yourself. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate you. So, John, you're talking about opportunities opening. Is that because you have more mobility? Because I know you do a lot of truck driving and all that. I know this winter's been on again, off again, pretty brutal up there. But what type of opportunities have you had? If that you can share, if you want to share, you don't feel obligated to have to share. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and back out of this over here. And excuse me, old guy. Thought he was on. I guess he's not off, is he already? No way. No way. He's there. Okay. Um, when you talk about opportunities, how's that work for you? I mean, just by feeling better, or what's the dealio there? Driving job, several offers for helping company develop their. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I tell you that this whole YouTube, it's pretty important for business. That's for sure. I mean, for sure, problem, um, a negative aspect has a big impact. But that's awesome. And then more driving. Yeah, well, if you feel better, you can drive more. I just drove. I did about 1,000 miles this past weekend. I drove up to Cincinnati, went up there to baptize my granddaughter, and then I drove back down. And then tomorrow I'm driving, not tomorrow, but the following Thursday, I'm driving to Kings Bay, Georgia. So now I've been doing a little bit of driving, but not professional driving, of course. And yeah. Oh, there you go. That's awesome. Did you have I don't want to say a fear, but were you reluctant in a public speaking environment? I don't mind speaking publicly if it's about something I know, but obviously speaking about things you don't know, it's really tough. It's really tough to do that. But when you speak about things you're comfortable about, whether it's like you said, building a YouTube audience or um, being in carnivore or trucking. I remember when I was in the service, I had a gentleman come into a course with me, and he was not a talker, and he was kind of more of a special forces type operator, very unique type one. But anyway, he did not like public speaking, and he was terrified. Not I don't want to say terrified of it, but he was not comfortable, like everybody else, not comfortable. But he really felt that he didn't have anything to share. That his knowledge and things he did weren't publicly discussable type things, and he was good at these things. Well, he and I were talking, and he was a jump master, and he was a jump master for three different countries. The United States, Canadian, and a European one. And then he not only just did regular jumps, but he did halos, high altitude, low opening, and high altitude, high opening. And so we had to give these speeches. It was an NCO course, and he didn't know what to talk about. I said, well, looking at the badges on your uniform, you really know how to jump out of planes. He goes, yeah, duh. And I said, well, talk to me a little bit about it. So I pointed to one of his badges. I knew what it was, but I wanted to ask him. When you ask a person to talk about themselves, you generally speaking will be able to elicit a response. So I asked him, and he talked about it, and he talked about this high altitude, high opening. And what they use it for, they'll drop a guy out of a plane, and then they'll open the chute up, and then they can actually ride 20 plus miles on their parachute. So they can drop you out over Abilene, Texas, and then you will be in Fort Worth, maybe. Well, that's more than 20 miles, but you get the idea, right? So you could drop a person on the other side of the horizon. They come in real quiet like, and the high altitude, high opening, normally going to be probably a night thing, and they can come in and do their business. As opposed to having a plane come over and seeing people jump out and then you can, shoot the people. Anyway, he gave plenty of speeches on all that stuff, and he kept everybody in the audiences, he kept their rapt attention. And he's talking about a parachute ride lasting 15, 20 plus minutes. And the hand signals they'd have to give to say, hey, we've got 10 minutes, or we've got 5 minutes, that type of thing. And it was pretty interesting to learn that. So when you have a familiarity or an expertise in something, that really helps. And obviously you're doing it. So you could barely speak a sentence, awkward pause. Well, yeah, that's the norm. I bet you now you're doing that quite well. I'm going to have to go catch up with some of your videos, and maybe catch you on the live if we get a chance. But yeah, that's cool. That's very good. And who knew? Who knew that changing your diet would have these second and third order effects in your life, right? It's an amazing thing. It is an amazing thing. And I'm happy for you. And I know you're getting ready for work, so I don't want to keep you. I don't want to keep Laura. I know some folks are out there watching everything, but I just want to get out there, mix it up here on a Tuesday night, let people know I'm still alive. I'm having to re-engage in these things, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm re-engaging and trying to make sure that I don't lose the bubble on this. And like I said, today shopping for clothes, it was a brutal, if not rude awakening about how easy it is to let it slip away, and that I need to use more common sense. That way I can be more of a common sense carnivore, and maybe along the way I can lean on y'all a bit to share and hold myself accountable. Not that you have to do something, but that I have to do that. Yeah, there goes my yeah. Some people have a gift of good communication. That's right, and but they don't know it. They may not ever know it. Look at Mel Tillis, who stutters, right? Yep. I don't know why it's so important for us to share these. Yep. All right, you get on your way, brother. Thank you. It's so important to share. That's right. You're absolutely right. And when we do that, and you're all so generous with your time, and I appreciate it. And we're just gonna have to keep going. I mean, I haven't been stepping on a scale. Woodster 72 and I said something back in September. Didn't step on scales. Maybe I should have, to hold myself a little more accountable. Maybe I'll let that be a way of goading myself a bit. But 140 kilos, too much. Thank you very much. My granddaughter's baptism. Okay, what I'll do is I'll throw some up into a folder, and I'll put them on. I mean, it's a baptism. She didn't want to go on there. It's so funny. She's standing there, and I'm getting ready, and and as I get ready to say, so in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. and I went to baptize, and she was like not wanting to go in the water, so kind of like leaning into her. And I brought her up, and yeah, it was a wonderful experience. And I'll do that. I'll put some together. So, hey, I thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your time with me. If you're catching up to this later on, you made it through an hour and a half. Kudos to you for making it through an hour and a half of me going on and on and on. But that's what happens sometimes. And this is what we're doing, and this is where we're moving to. And with that, I'll give you back the rest of your evening and some of your time. Thank you very much. God bless. We'll see you next time. Take care now. Bye bye.